All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome back. All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to episode 10 of the BamaCollegeTake. I'm your host, Jackson Tingle, here with our special guest, Mr. Wesley Davis. How you doing, Wesley?
I'm doing great, Jackson. Thanks for having me back on. Hope your holiday season's going well so far.
Yeah, yeah. We're for everyone watching this, we're filming it on Christmas Eve. So happy holidays, Merry Christmas. Um, Great time to be a Bama fan right now. We're going to the Rose Bowl. The Rose Bowl is beautiful, by the way. Love the Rose Bowl. Great time to be a Bama fan. Are you going to Pasadena, Wesley? Thinking about it?
I will not be making that trip. It's actually my mom's birthday that
Okay,
day, so
yeah.
I got to stay in
Yeah,
town.
that's fair. Yeah, I've thought about it. Tickets aren't too bad, but it's really just the travel. But I hope a bunch of Bama fans, go out there because we're really going to need them to represent. So, um, all right, let's talk about that Oklahoma game, Wesley. Let's talk about it. Um, I was a little shocked at the outcome we got in Norman after the start that we got. Down 17-0. You got the crowd and in the environment in Norman kind of leaning in on you a little bit psychologically. That was a great atmosphere, great environment. Um, Basically, starting the game the same way we played and ended the SEC championship is kind of like a fifth quarter of the SEC championship game. Which, if you watched that game, we played terrible. We played horrible. It was very hard to watch. Um, we already lost to these guys twice in the last year and a half or so. Games, people were saying game's already over. Same old, same old. Everyone's talking on Twitter. Game's over. Same old Bama, same old Bama. Just same result. Um, but that's what a normal mentality would have been, especially for the players. It took an extraordinary mentality to get out of what we got ourselves into in Norman at the start. And this team showed that they have that extraordinary mentality, and they showed just how resilient that they can be. And I love seeing that, and I love seeing how resilient we were and coming out, getting that outcome after the start that we had.
Yeah, I mean, I was one of those guys that when we went down 17-0, I was just thinking, yeah, maybe we didn't deserve this. Maybe
Yeah,
we shouldn't have gotten in. Maybe we should have been Notre Dame. But the boys proved me wrong. Like you said, that resilience was just incredible. And I just like every everyone played, I'd say, pretty fantastic. That like middle of the second quarter on. But like some of the guys I highlighted the most, I was like our front seven. They felt like our front 100, like in this game. We were getting so many pressures. We brought Mateer down 5 times. I just thought like a group that really has been a little. We've struggled to get after the quarterback this year, especially compared to like former Bama teams and stuff like that. But I think it's really led by like Deontay Lawson and Justin Jefferson. They played fantastic games. They each had a sack. Both got one like 6+ tackles. I just think those guys' leadership and their athleticism, their resilience. I think they led our defense, which we got stop after stop, and that's really what, in my opinion, sparked this comeback. So
yeah,
I credit a lot of this to them as well.
yeah. And I love the way Justin. Have you ever seen Justin Jefferson's like form tackle? It is like almost perfect. Like the
It's
technique is
so
almost
satisfying.
perfect. It's awesome. But yeah,
So
I agree.
satisfying. Yeah.
Like at the beginning of that game, we really couldn't. John Mateer and Oklahoma's offense was really just having their way. Like we couldn't pressure the quarterback. We couldn't do anything. So props to just finding a way to get that done because that really, um, like you said, kind of turn the tide literally. Almost is finding a way to get pressure, and affecting John Mateer. But it was sort of a role reversal from the first time that we played in Tuscaloosa. You could have looked at the box score after they beat us and seen how we outgained Oklahoma, but Oklahoma still won the football game because they won the turnover margin. So we literally outgained them in everything. I said that on I think last week's podcast with Cole. We outgained them in everything but the turnovers, and they won the football game. And well, in this game we got outgained 362 yards to 261. There was an 18-12 first down edge for Oklahoma. Oklahoma had the edge in time of possession, and they ran 75 total plays, and we only ran 54. So they literally won every single category except the turnover margin and except the game. So we created more turnovers. It goes to show how game altering turnovers are in a game like this. But also gotta credit Ty. He finally had some time in the pocket, um, and started to kind of cook, honestly, at the end of that first half. And you could kind of tell that the momentum and the confidence started to sway and kind of shift to our side. We kind of got, I like to call it, October Ty. We got a glimpse of October Ty right there, who was playing phenomenal. And so, um, and like I said, we talked about everyone online was kind of saying, the game's over. Bama shouldn't have been in. Maybe Notre Dame should have gotten in. Game over. It's 17-0. Um, and then we came back, and everyone was kind of like, okay, how? Well, the how was just kind of copying and pasting how Oklahoma beat us a couple months ago in Tuscaloosa. Just winning the turnover margin. Um, you can even take the pick six away that Xavier Brown had, and we still beat them 27-24 with the rest of the turnovers that we had. So, um, I mean, what are your thoughts on that, Wesley?
Yeah, I really like. I mean, all of those points are great. I wrote a lot of the same stuff myself, but I like how you said like that the stuff about Ty and just his
Yeah.
adjustments throughout this game. I think Oklahoma would be more prepared team like coming into this week. They just they absolutely exposed our secondary at the beginning. Like we run a lot of like two deep safety, and that middle of the field was wide open, and they were
Mm-hmm.
finding it. Mateer was taking off with his legs a lot at the beginning, and they were just they were doing what they pleased on offense. And so, I think during that game, we were the better coach team during the game, and that's ultimately obviously it came with the lucky plays as well, just as it did for them the first time we played them. Like
Yeah.
like you said, the pick six.
Yeah.
Obviously, they dropped the punt. They have one of the best special teams units in the whole country,
Yeah.
and they dropped the punt. And at the end of the game, they missed
Missed
two
two
field
field
goals,
goals. Yeah.
which the game looks over at that point. But you never, look at the Bears game this past weekend. You never know.
Yeah.
Game's never over. But those two missed field goals, it's hard to win after stuff like that. So while we did catch some breaks, I thought our in-game adjustments is really what propelled us over Oklahoma. Although they beat us in all categories.
Yeah. And turnovers are just like a random margin too. It's not like anything. One team's better than the other. It's kind of just you know they did it the first game. We did it this game. So the one that matter.
It just happened. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like the Xavier Brown one. Like it was just it
Yeah.
was literally a messed up play.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, yeah, like personnel wise, um this is a little off topic, but Jam Miller, I'm sure he had a limited pitch count because coming off injury. Didn't get to see a lot of production from him. Josh Cuevas was back, but didn't really do much. Ron Williams with another
I,
drop,
I don't know about that.
with
His box score wise, no, but I thought the catches he made.
yeah,
I just when I was on this podcast earlier this year, you heard me talk about how big of a Cuevas fan I am, because he's such an easy target for Ty.
yeah, he's reliable.
Because our wide receivers are not safety blankets, But Cuevas is, and I think having him back was huge,
Yeah.
even if he didn't do all that on the stat sheet.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. I'm just saying, with the stat sheet, he didn't do too much, but
Yeah.
obviously great to have him back.
Jan, you're right though. 7 carries, 11 yards.
Yeah. Um, and then Ron Williams with another drop, and I think literally one of his only one or two targets all game. Dropped the ball, kind of a crucial third down too that he dropped it on, and then Jeremy Bernard did. Had that huge catch, right, but again with the box score didn't do much. Isaiah Horton, looking at the box score, he didn't do much either. But man, how about Latier Brooks?
Yeah.
I mean, true freshman. I've been big on that guy all year. Me and Cole have talked about him. He kind of he's a true freshman. He was a 3-star. He's not the biggest guy in the world. He's I think he's 5'11". I want to say he's 5'11". He's not even 6 foot, but he plays bigger than he is. If there's
I would not have guessed that.
yeah, if he's there's a ball in the air, he's going up and he's coming. He's doing his best to come down with it, no matter if it's Dijon Lee guarding him, who's 6'4" at cornerback. He kind of just plays bigger than he is. He comes back to the football. Obviously broke 2 or 3 tackles to get and then spawned into the end zone. He kind of stepped up when we needed them to. And then you know um, like you're talking about Deontay Lawson and Justin Jefferson and all them. I really liked Latair Brooks and Xavier Brown. Xavier Brown with that pick six, it was huge. But got to credit, great job from Kane Womack right there. Um, Great job from Kane Womack on that play. They're showing zone and then playing zone behind it was not working at all. Like you kind of said, Mateer was picking off them in the middle of the field, kind of just doing what they wanted to really when we were playing zone, showing zone and then playing zone. Um, and then middle of the field with the split safety look was just killing us. So and then but showing zone or showing man and then backing into zone, particularly on that pick six that Xavier Brown had, was almost identical to the pick six that they had on Ty back in when we played them a couple months ago, um, early in the season. So showing 11 up dog and then dropping back down, bailing down into cover two. That was probably the easiest pick of Xavier Brown's career. Like that threw John Mateer off so much because we were showing zone and then playing zone the whole game. And they were just having their way with it. So the one couple of times we didn't, he kind of messed with them. And I think that led to the momentum being on our side like the rest of the game. That right there, like after that happened, brand new ball game, 17 all. That was really the huge momentum shift in this game.
I gotta say, this is like so, unimportant, unrelated. I love K. Womack's outfits. I think I think it's so
The
top.
the
Even like
vest, and
the
yeah,
fanny pack, like the small play sheet. I think
yeah.
he just so much more. But I have a question for you. Who is our wide receiver two? Like, who do you think our wide receiver two is?
I want to say Isaiah Horton. I think Jeremy's number one,
Okay.
Bernard's number
Uh,
two, and then three is just between Hollywood and
well,
Lassier.
you said Germ. You said Germ's one and the Bernard's two. That's the same person.
Oh, I meant Horton at two.
Okay.
What would you
Is,
say?
is, is Ryan Williams up to four for you?
He's either three or four. Like I kind of want to put Lassier at three, but I feel like Hollywood's had more production all season, and you can't just say that about Latvia being three just after that Oklahoma game, which he's had some production too, but not as much as Hollywood. So I'd probably go with Hollywood at three for now. But what would you say?
I don't know. I think for now, I'm gonna agree with you, but it's just like at some point, you know, and the guy's made some like Ryan Williams made some awesome plays. He's done, he's
Yeah,
put up some crazy stats, but like eventually, all these, donut performances, it's gotta at some point, you know, hurt him
yeah,
like in his rankings. But like, what's your solution to fixing this problem? Like I want to see some more jet sweeps or like screens or just easier ways of getting
yeah,
him the ball that
yeah,
open up more things for him downfield. Then where he
yeah,
really excels is down the field. But we got to get it easier for him. So like, what do you
yeah.
think we got to do with that?
I think really the problem is kind of how he catches the ball. He kind of wants to catch it with his chest almost every play. He's got to start using his
Yeah,
hands a lot
yeah.
more. But I agree. Like if he's not like you said, he's made several plays for this team before. That the Georgia game last year, he's a playmaker, and you gotta find a way to give your playmaker the football. So I kind of liked how
Mm-hmm.
what we did in the SEC championship game with him a little bit. Kind of like I think there was one play we ran like a jet motion, kind of just pitched it to him.
Yeah.
The screenplay, something like that, something easy, like you said, kind of just to get him the football. Because, like I said, you want to get the football into the hands of your playmakers, and he is
Mm-hmm.
once the ball is in his hands, he is one heck of a playmaker. So I think just find an easier way. I guess for now, for the rest of the season, short term fix. Just find easy ways to get him the ball. Pitch it to him in while he's in motion, screenplay, something like that. And then in the off season, if we can retain him, um,
Yeah.
just that's when you kind of got to work on that form of trying to stop catching it up here with your chest and everything, and start using
Mm-hmm.
all 10 fingers you got. So
I really liked on it was either the Daniel Hill touchdown or like the play right before it where we got to the goal line where I don't know if Ty had the option or not, or if it was just for show, but like Ryan Williams ran behind him and like it looked like he could have pitched it or
yeah,
like given a quick toss.
mm,
But like Ryan Williams running behind. I
yeah,
like having like I love when we have those options open because we have so many guys who could
Yeah,
do things with the ball that like plays like that are
yeah.
great.
I like plays like that where we kind of like it's kind of like a bootleg play. Um,
Yeah,
we fake the handoff and then Ty rolls out, and then I guess based on the coverage he could hand it off there, or most times he's going to keep it roll out, and then we have the option to him to either pitch it out or for Ty to take off running too, while he's got that momentum. But um, what do you think about what do you think about Indiana? How I guess how well do you think we stack up against them? And I don't want to talk about it too
I don't
much.
know.
I don't want to talk about too much
Yeah,
because we're going to talk about them in a separate episode. Mr. Cole Pearson's going to come back on, and we're gonna break that down. So,
right.
but I just want to hear
Yeah,
your
he'll love
thoughts
a
on
good great one.
it.
I don't know. It's they're obviously people are still sleeping on them. I think that's a mistake. I think they're
Yeah.
a fantastic team. Their big D lineman going down
Oh
with
yeah,
that
off of
season-ending
a
injury
celebration.
celebration. That never want to see that.
No.
But that will be big
Yeah.
in our matchup. Maybe we'll be able to run the ball a little bit more, but I think we can. I think it's not impossible. I think people are going to be sleeping on us again. I think that's a big mistake. But if we play like, how we did that second half, I think every team's going to have a hard time beating us.
Yeah, I agree. Um, do you think October ties back, or do you think that was just kind of? But hey, also like shout out 50 Cent for real, dude. Like
Yeah,
I
that
think,
was sick. That was
I
sick.
saw that and I was like, oh shoot, like Oklahoma's gonna have some like juice after this now, because like that was like their motto like all year was like hard to kill or whatever.
Yeah.
But, I was like that's gonna give them some juice, but then kind of did the opposite.
Yeah. After the sideline, I knew it was
Yeah.
like, it was
Yeah.
over.
Yeah, but anyway, what would you would you say like October ties back? You think because like we can I think we can safely say at the end of the year, in the SEC championship game, Auburn game a little bit, not as much, but the Oklahoma game, like he really wasn't all that. Yeah, he had two interceptions versus Eastern Illinois. I mean,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. One of them, that was an
yeah,
insane play.
yeah,
Like, that linebacker jumped 10 in the air, but
yeah,
still, yes. Yes. I don't know. On my notes, I wrote, Ty might be back. Uh, maybe. I don't know. Like, there's been so many games in a row where, like, he's put up, like, good numbers, like, whatever, 2 or 3 touchdowns, like, 200 something yards. But, like, he's always, like, 1 or 2 plays away from, like, just insane, stats, insane games. But, like, we have the drops. He misses guys, probably just a little
yeah,
bit. So, like, we haven't really seen, like, a full, clean game in a really long time. Even this game, he played, you know, pretty clean. Probably he couldn't have played much better.
yeah,
But you know, stats were good. We won the game, which is obviously all that matters. But I need a little bit more, a little bit more. I
yeah.
think he's back. He is back. He's a good quarterback. I'm glad we have him, but I want to see a little bit more against
Yeah.
Indiana
That's what I was about
than
to say. Is I don't think we can
240,
say.
2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think we can know for sure until this Indiana game. It's gonna be a big
Yeah,
game.
we this
Season's on the line. So
this is when we need like 300, three, 3 or 4 touchdowns. We
yeah,
need that.
and then I guess it's like giving a rating here. I would give the quarterback play versus Oklahoma. I give it an A. I'm gonna go A minus. And then
Yeah, I like
run
it. He
game.
played. He played well.
Yeah, run game really wasn't there. I'm gonna go B minus for the run game. Um, it wasn't
We had like
terrible. Wasn't
60
the worst
yards.
we've had. Was not the worst we've had.
It was pretty good. Yeah,
Yeah. Um,
okay. Definitely wasn't the worst. Yeah.
and then receiving room. I want to go B plus. Shout out
Okay.
Latier. And then defense. I'm going A. Might go. I'm gonna go A. I'm gonna go A because just like the start of the game. The rest of the game was great, but like the start that they had, 17-0. If it wasn't for that, I'd give them. I go A plus. I'm gonna go A.
What do you think about a play germs drop? Like
Yeah,
he was like kneeling, facing the ball.
yeah.
I thought like that should have been a that's a walk-in
Oh
touchdown,
yeah,
but
100%.
it was like underthrown,
Yeah, it could have been a better
and
ball,
that was
but definitely
it
should
was a
have.
pretty good play.
Yeah, definitely should have caught it. But like he did say in a press conference, and people were like, "Oh, Alabama's making excuses." He was talking about how like last year the lights are in a weird position in that stadium, and it was kind of like hard for him to see. So maybe it was that. But I also think that the
Okay.
defender, I think it was either cornerback or safety from Oklahoma, kind of he put his hands up like right before, and I think like he kind of like blocked the ball with it, and like Jeremy's eyes just
Hmm.
like came off the ball for like a split second, so he missed it. But yeah, like
Yeah, I
definitely,
mean, I also would be if I was like kneeling down, I saw the defender running, full
yeah.
speed at me. I also would probably have done
Yeah,
that.
but like definitely should have been a better ball. If it's a better ball, it's probably a touchdown. But like it hit you like right here. Like it was low key, arguably worse than the drop that Ron Williams had.
Yeah, yeah.
But
They're both pretty
yeah.
bad, but I'd say so.
All right, Wesley. But I mean, that's all I've got. You got anything else, or you good?
Um, Pretty good. This was good. We
Yeah,
talked about a good amount, I'd say.
yeah. Good time to be a Bama fan. So, hopefully,
There's a dub. Dub's a dub. We'll keep
yeah.
taking them in the playoffs, especially.
One week at a time, we'll take them. Season's on the line in
Yeah. Well, hey,
Pasadena.
trust me. I'm as a Bears fan, I'm all about 1 week at a time.
Yeah. But all right, we thank you guys for tuning in to this week's episode. Um, we'll have a preview of the Indiana game here shortly. I have it on a good faith basis that we will. But roll tide. I appreciate you guys tuning in, and we're going, gone.